So, you finally bought into the hype and purchased an AI agent. You were promised a revolutionary tool, a digital assistant that would transform your operations. But what you got was a glorified chat GPT with a fancy name. Let's break down why this happens and how it's not just a tech failure but a systemic one. The problem isn't that AI tools are inherently flawed, it's that they're sold as magic bullets when, in reality, they're more like infrastructure. They're the roads and bridges, not the shiny sports car. The real value of AI lies in how it's integrated into your existing systems. Yet, most businesses treat AI as a standalone tool, expecting it to solve problems without understanding the underlying processes it's meant to enhance. Here's a truth most operators miss: AI is leverage, not convenience. It's supposed to amplify your existing capabilities, not replace them. When you treat AI as a mere convenience, you end up with a tool that's underutilized and overhyped. What you need is a system that removes human dependency, not one that shifts it around. Let's talk about why businesses misuse AI despite good intentions. It often starts with a fundamental misunderstanding of what AI can do. Operators are bombarded with marketing that promises ease and simplicity, but any seasoned operator knows that simplicity is a byproduct of well designed systems, not a feature of a tool. I should be seen as decision architecture, a framework that supports complex decision making, not just software. Take a moment to consider this. Most operators aren't failing due to a lack of intelligence or effort. They're overwhelmed because they're holding too much in their heads that should live in systems. This mental load leads to decision fatigue and ultimately resentment towards the tools that were supposed to help. It's a hidden cost of bad systems that rarely gets discussed. Real world examples highlight this. In sales, AI can predict customer behavior, but without a system to act on those predictions, it's just noise. In operations, automation can streamline processes, but without integration, it creates bottlenecks. And in delivery, AI can optimize routes, but without a feedback loop, it can't adapt to real time changes. These aren't tool failures, they're system failures. Let's reframe AI as infrastructure. Imagine it as the skeleton of your operations, providing the necessary support for everything else to function. It's not about how tools look in demos, it's about how they perform under pressure. This is where most operators get it wrong. They focus on the demo, not the deployment. Here's the strategic takeaway: prioritize sequence, integration, and failure points. I should be the backbone, not the appendage. When you build systems that are resilient and adaptable, you create an environment where AI can thrive. This isn't about adding more tools, it's about enhancing the ones you have with a solid infrastructure. If you ignore this for another year, what breaks? Your business becomes a patchwork of disconnected tools, each adding complexity rather than clarity. The mental load on your team increases, decision making slows, and resentment builds. In the end, you're left with a system that's more of a burden than a benefit. So, what's the call to action? Rethink your approach to AI and automation. View them as integral parts of your infrastructure, not standalone solutions. Focus on building systems that reduce human dependency and enhance decision making, because when systems work, everything else falls into place.